Say something profound. Stephen with a PH. No D, I'm not a doctor. It's the time of the season. Stephen Ray Gatlin, what do I do? A little as possible, as much as I can. I'm a retired engineering technician. That was my main career. I was from Paducah, and my brother was lived in Carbondale, and I decided that it'd probably be the best place to come back and retire. I'd be with my family. In 2001, I wound up back here. Prior to that, I was like a nomad journeyman, more or less, working for wherever they sent me, you know. I never really felt free because I was going to all these places and having to do work. You know, I didn't get to enjoy where I was at. Even when I was off work, I was still thinking of the job. You know, too much so, I think. You're a prisoner of your own mind a lot of times. So I got all these places in my mind where I've been and everything. I'd like to go back. When you get in your upper 50s, you start thinking, how much time have I got left? What do I want to achieve before I do get my final demise? How do I achieve all these things? It's something I still work on every day. Or something like this. Was she 17? You know what I mean. I think John Lennon was the best songwriter ever. I mean, everybody would pretty much agree to that at this point. Dylan maybe wrote better lyrics, but overall, a performer and musician and songwriter, he's got no equal. But his partner, Paul, did pretty good for himself. When I was a kid, everybody said, well, you look like John Lennon. I got pictures of me when I was 14, or when I had round glasses. Well, I was 6 years old, almost 7, when they hit America. And I remember watching them when I was a little kid. I had the little yellow submarine lunch boxes and everything. But then when the Beatles broke up in '69, prior to that, that's right when I started to play guitar. I had one when I was in '67, bought it at Woolworths, a little electric guitar and an amp, but it snapped the tuning peg off, so I didn't ever really tune it. And I just learned one song on one string, Little Red Riding Hood by Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. A friend of mine lived behind me, he had a Telecaster. And he was really pretty good, Mike Powell. So when I watched him play, I was like, well, I think I could play some chords. So my brother got a classical guitar, and it taught me a few chords on it. After that, I just played nothing but Grand Funk albums until I learned how to play some chords. Actually put a song together, you know. And so I just sat in front of the record player and just learned song after song after song, you know. At that time, I didn't play any Beatles. You know, when I started playing guitar, they seemed to be a group that I couldn't never figure out the chords to. I've always was the guy in our group that couldn't sing. I sang with my brother and his wife. And we did pretty good. We actually got on Hanger 9, and we played, 30 minutes or so. We got it on a CD. New Era Road. They had open mic, and I'd go out there, and nobody would show up but me. So I'd play like 15 or 20 songs, and then record them on a cassette player. And kind of do what I'm doing now with this new device, is a lot easier for me. Smoke break. You gotta have a certain discipline to play your music, and you can't just be a drunk. You can't live that lifestyle and expect to make it. You gotta really put in the hard work to it. Or if you really do it in real life, like do all these drugs and party like that, you wouldn't be able to survive. And many of them don't. I was guilty of getting too drunk to play. I try to base myself now as using some of the talents I learned when I was an engineering technician to putting into actual practice and doing music. And I still trying to figure out how I implement all that now. I still struggle with that. about it.